your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Wow, beautiful day. Look at those blue skies in Charleston on our Roofing Dog INET First Mid-Bank camera with temperatures that only made it to the lower 70s today. Lots of sun all across the state, as you can see. No major issues on what has been a well below average temperature day for the first week of August. Sitting at 71 in Effingham right now, and temperatures through tonight, boy, they're going to cool off. We're going to see readings down into the 50s as early as 10 o'clock. Just how low are we going? We'll take a look at that when we come back. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA3 News.
Everybody was fearful for their lives.
It was a simple game of kickball at the park. What happened when someone pulled a gun? Plus, it's a tale of two school districts, the different approaches to back to school.
It's a hassle to get there and to wait in line.
And then wait for the results. Why dozens who got a COVID-19 test will have to do it again.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 6.
Bullets don't have eyes. She could have killed or harmed anyone at that park.
But luckily, she didn't. A Danville woman is facing charges after investigators say she shot a gun in a park. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Roscoe. It happened Saturday at Winter Park. A group of people was playing there, playing kickball. They say Janiyah Edmonds, who has a child with one of them, started arguing with her ex-boyfriend. Eventually, police say she started shooting. WCIA3's Courtney Bunting is live in our courtroom. So, Courtney, first of all, did she hit anyone?
Well, Jennifer, luckily she did not, and people who were there at the time say the gun seemed to jam after she shot it 2 times. Witnesses say Edmonds was aiming at her ex-boyfriend after fighting with him and his girlfriend. I talked to her ex-boyfriend's mother, Edmonds' ex-boyfriend's mother. She says there were kids at the park at the time, including Edmonds' own son. This woman says she feared for the safety of everyone at the park, especially the children. She didn't want to show her face on camera for privacy reasons.
Put the guns down. If you're having issues, solve them. Verbally solve the situation. Don't let it escalate to something like this. People's lives matter. Guns kill.
Edmonds was in court today. She faces several charges related to shooting a gun. Family members of the man who was shot feel she should also be charged with child endangerment. Family members also say the girlfriend of the man who was shot out has tried to file an order of protection against Edmonds in the past, but it wasn't granted. Live in the newsroom, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Courtney, thank you so much. Now, Edmonds has a prior conviction of assault and disorderly conduct. She is ordered to have no contact with her ex-boyfriend. She had to surrender her FOID card. This is an update. Police have made an arrest in the death of a Springfield man. Alan Frayer is charged with first-degree murder in the killing of 36-year-old Jason Newell. Newell was shot several times as well as stabbed. He was found in a home at Witt yesterday. Frayer and another man were both home at the time and taken to the sheriff's office for questioning. Frayer is being held on $1.5 million bond. New details now on a shooting in Champaign. Authorities say an 18-year-old was shot in the foot. It happened near the intersection of Devonshire Drive and Sandpiper Lane last night. Police say the victim was riding his bike when someone in a dark-colored car drove by and started shooting. People nearby say they heard the shots outside their homes. No arrests have been made. And a teenager was shot in Decatur. It happened last night near the corner of South Jasper and East Cantrell Streets. The 17-year-old was hit in the leg. He is expected to survive. Police are still looking for the shooter. 2 school districts in Sangamon County came to different conclusions on how their school year will work. Springfield Public Schools will start the year with a hybrid approach, but Rochester Schools just down the street is going with full remote learning. WCIA3's Cole Henke talked to leadership at both schools about what went into these decisions.
The Springfield School Board meeting lasted nearly 4 hours on Monday night. Speaker after speaker gave their opinion about what the school year should look like later this month. And at the end, by a 4-3 margin, the board voted for a hybrid model. School board member Micah Miller voted against the hybrid model and believes it is a failure on the board's part.
And on the other hand, we had a duty to do what's best for the teachers, the students, the families, everybody in this community, and I think that we failed them last night.
During the Springfield board meeting, a district just east of Springfield, Rochester, announced it would be going with a fully remote learning approach, joining other districts like Decatur Public Schools. The decision came after initially choosing a hybrid model.
The evidence is very clear for us that starting school in the remote model is the safest and least chaotic option that will reduce the collective trauma.
Superintendent Jennifer Gill met with medical professionals before the meeting and told board members at the meeting that 9 out of the 11 recommended the district start remotely. She did not have a vote, however, and refused to say which way she would have voted today.
At any point in time, this is the most difficult decision that anybody has ever had to make, and every single board member said that last night.
The Springfield Teachers Union argued strongly against the hybrid model, and when I asked Union President Aaron Graves how far the union was willing to go to fight this vote last night, he said, quote, "Nothing is off the table." Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Now, the Springfield district is still working out the logistics for exactly how the hybrid model will work. School is set to start August 31st. Rochester will start in a phase-in hybrid model, only letting some students trickle in as the year goes on. Springfield joined school districts like Champaign in taking the hybrid learning approach. Parents can choose to keep their students home for remote learning, and students will alternate days when they're actually in the building. Rochester joins Decatur in going full remote to start the year. There's good and bad news here in central Illinois when it comes to the positivity rate. First, the bad. Region 3, which is Macon County to the west, that's up more than a point in the last week to 5.2. Now, Region 6, which is the east side of the state, that number is down a tenth to 3.1. There are more than 1,400 new cases in Illinois. That brings the total to more than 184,000. 19 more people have died in the last 24 hours. There are now more than 7,500 coronavirus deaths. This is a follow-up. Just a week ago, the governor singled out Peoria as one of the hot spots for the resurgence of COVID-19. Apparently, it didn't make much of an impact with some. This past Saturday, East Peoria held the 16th annual White Trash Bash. Hundreds gathered in and around boats, many not having face coverings or social distancing. Now, officials are warning it could have dangerous consequences.
When people gather in large numbers and don't do those precautions, what ends up happening is our numbers continue to grow at a rate where we can't get ahead of it.
Peoria Park District has received quite a bit of flack for letting it happen. They released a statement saying, quote, there wasn't any legal ground for officers to stand on to shut the party down. More than 100 people who were tested for coronavirus have to get tested again. The Department of Public Health's mobile clinic spent a week testing people in and around Vermilion County. But officials say a lab in Pekin, which got the swabs from the clinic, was overwhelmed and couldn't process the samples in time. They say if you were tested between July 12th and July 24th and you didn't get results, you may need to be screened again.
967 residents showed up to get tested, and I know it's a hassle to get there and to wait in line and to be swabbed, and it can be uncomfortable, and I appreciate all the people who did it, and I regret the fact that some of those people who were swabbed, their samples did not get processed in a timely manner.
He says they reinvited the testing clinic but can't say if they'll return. IDPH officials say they're working closely with the lab to make sure specimens are processed in a timely manner. For more information, you can go to our website, WCIA.com. It's a program that's taking a stand against gun violence. How they're also helping people get back on their feet. And also tonight, food trucks seem to be everywhere these days. Which central Illinois city is talking about making it tougher for them to open?
Looking good out there on this Tuesday evening. Let's get your recap of today as we ran 10 degrees below normal. 74 for the high, 59 for the low. And tonight may be the coolest we've been in months. Sunshine's going to continue. We do have to talk about that weekend rain as well when we come back.